Alright, so today's lesson was all about figuring out what type of learner we are. And I want to talk a little bit about the importance of this question. One of the things that I really believe in is that it's important to know what we're made of, to know who we really are, and to know why we react the way that we do, to know our strengths, and to know how to amplify them. It's important to understand our inner selves and to get along with others so we can understand that other people can be different and that different does not mean that they're wrong. So, we're going to walk through some of the different types of learners that were a part of our learner inventory. One of the types of learners that some of you may be are the verbal linguistic learners. Verbal linguistic intelligence is often associated with doing well in school. So, not necessarily that you love school, but most of the time those two things do go hand in hand. It involves the ability to use words effectively for reading, writing, listening, and speaking. A lot of times, verbal linguistic learners are verbal processors as well, which means that they can't think through problems as well in their heads. They really do better at talking through something with somebody else. So verbal processing folks usually have some go-to people that try to help them navigate through sticky situations. Some sample activities use words to explain complicated subjects. These folks ask questions a lot. Um, Question and answer exchange is a part of their everyday life. And usually these folks are really good storytellers. So one of the images that goes with this type of learning is a poet, usually someone that has some sort of reading or speaking background. So verbal linguistic is one of the learning intelligences you might have gotten on your quiz. An additional one is the bodily kinesthetic learner. This intelligence is about thinking in movements and includes the ability to use movements for either self-expression or precision in order to achieve a goal. Lots of surgeons, athletes, choreographers, directors are all a part of this type of intelligence. This type of intelligence helps you retain information when it's associated with an activity such as dance, acting, sports. A lot of kids that have this type of intelligence like to do things physically in order to help them mentally. So some students in the past, when I was teaching Spanish, who learned this way, really liked to jump on a tramp while they were learning vocabulary words because as the rhythm of the bounce was going on, they learned those words in that same rhythm. So some of the sample activities that go along with gaining understanding in this type of intelligence is making a game out of things that you're learning, doing a skit or a song or a performance, lots of hands-on, using your body type of things. The next type of learner intelligence we're going to talk about is the intrapersonal. Um, this has been said to be the road to achievement, learning, and personal satisfaction. It's extremely connected to who you are and how you feel, and you're also very in tune to your own limits and abilities. Um, in, Intrapersonal intelligence is often involved in making decisions, setting goals for yourself, self-management, self-regulation, self-reflection, and accountability. So some of us might see that we have one stronger intelligence as a learner and then one minor intelligence as a learner, and intrapersonal is often connected with other intelligences as well. A lot of intrapersonal folks really are introverted. They like to be on their own. They like a quieter environment. They're extremely self-reflective, which means they're their own worst enemy, but they're also their biggest cheerleader. Um, Reflection on where you are, what you've done, and then where you need to go is a huge part of this type of personality, this type of learner, and creating connections between new things that you're learning and things that you've already learned is another huge part of this type of intelligence. Some of you maybe got the musical intelligence as to what type of learner you are. Musical intelligence is associated with enjoying music, singing, making music, playing an instrument, sensitivity to sounds, as well as having connections to emotion when certain types of music is playing. If you are a musical type of learner, if this is one of your intelligences, you probably love to listen to music while you're studying. You connect that music to sounds and patterns with the subject that you're learning. Maybe you replay that same song between tests and things. Creating rhymes, rhythms, raps, chants for material that you're learning and memorizing is another part of how you learn and retain information. Your ability to hear beat and tone and chords and harmonies and melodies is something that comes really second nature to you. So if you are a musical person, music is a part of every part of your life, but especially your academic part of your life. If you got the naturalistic type of learner, this is about understanding the patterns of living things. It's really about applying scientific reasoning to the world. Nature intelligence is particularly applicable in careers like farming, a naturalist, animal behaviorist, a scientist, of course, veterinarian, anyone that works with beings, right? Recognizing and classifying different types of plants and animals is something that excites you. It doesn't bore you. You love to observe and record data. You write about nature. You crave to experience nature. This is something that is a part, nature is something that's a part of your life in all aspects of your life. Some of you may have gotten the logical mathematical intelligence. And this one is it's all about the black and white. It's understanding complex problems. It's conceptualizing relationships between symbols and processes and actions. It's all about finding solutions and really understanding that everything has a place. You think about what you're learning as a puzzle or a formula, like a step-by-step way of getting there. You ask and allow yourself to experiment with the questions and hypotheses that you have in order to find new answers. Usually you create an outline and you're very detailed in your notes so you can see how you get from point A to point B. The logical, mathematical way of thinking is very different than the kinesthetic way of learning and thinking. The visual spatial intelligence is another one that some of you maybe got today. Visual spatial intelligence allows you to see and modify things in your mind. It's almost like you can visualize something before you make it. Some of you might have been that Lego kid, right? That you were able to see a building or a creation of what you were going to create with Legos before you started building it, and then from that image that your mind generated, you created something cool. Understanding the visual world and its relationship to physical items is really a huge part of who you are. Spatial, design, crafts, all of those things are a part of what makes you tick. So art projects are something that maybe you choose to do to represent what kind of learning you have. You have drawing, organizing, and color. So if you use different color highlighters or different colored paper or index cards, folders, tabs, all of those things help you become a better learner. So when we're learning, you need to have those visuals attached to your learning. It can't just be black and white, step by step. You have to have some images that are a part of it, or it's not going to be helpful for you. You're not going to reach your full understanding potential. And then the last type of intelligence that some of you maybe got is interpersonal. The difference between interpersonal and intrapersonal, like we were just talking about, is interpersonal is not just about you, it's about you and others. It's about social interaction, understanding the people around you, what their motives are, their emotions, perspectives, their moods. It's all about managing relationships, understanding situations, negotiating conflict, and especially in careers like what I'm in, teaching or psychology or even sales. This is really something that's important to understand because interpersonal people want to understand people. They want to talk out problems. They want to work on group projects and include everybody. They want to be a mentor, be a tutor, be a leader. Um, and so all of these, my friends, intelligences learn together, go together, so that we can understand this. We can understand understand why we react the way that we do, but also why others react the way that they do, so that we can know our own strengths, but also understand other strengths. So we can know other people's areas of growth, and we can know our own, and that we can understand that that word different does not mean wrong. So even though you got to really dive into what your learning style is and what your kind of learning intelligence is, it's really important to understand the other ones that are out there too, because we will have somebody from every different learning style making up our classroom this year, and that's what makes this whole learning community so cool.